Right, evening sports fans, I hope you are all well. I just want to jump on and do a quick video on how I obtained this beautiful looking thing from Cerberus. So last weekend I competed in the Ultimates England's Strongest Man and took home the win. I had a really good day, a really good competition. Everything sort of went my way, and I'm going to go into a bit of detail about each event, sort of like a review on how everything went, and talk you through everything. But we will jump into that in a second. Firstly, I just want to thank the guys at Ultimates. It was a great show. For those that don't know, there are currently two England's Strongest Mans, not to be confusing. So you've got Ultimates, which is what this weekend was. Paul Smith's won, I think, the last few years in a row. So it's good that some fresh blood is in and taking him off his podium as much as we love him. And then again, it's just one of the shows on my prep in the run up to Giants Live England's. But yeah, we're going to jump into the event. First event was shield carry. It's actually becoming quite a good event for me, this, but I was really looking forward to the shield carry, to be honest. Like OSG had just been as well 2 weeks ago, and I won the shield carry there. It was, if anything, this one was a bit easier. I know it's concrete, but it felt really good. And yeah, just felt really good. So the plan was just go out fast, because on moving events like this where you got to wait in front of you, you want to carry it for as least amount of time as possible, basically. Like, so you can see I'm just striding out, just trying to cover the ground. The turn was pretty good actually, and I really accelerated on the way back. I'm just trying to cover ground, that's all it is. It's a good event for me, but like I say, you've only sort of got 30-40 seconds until you're just absolutely drained. I think Paul had a bit of a nightmare on this one as well. You can see he dropped pretty early, so it really mixed things up, and it was nice for me actually to have an event, a good event for me out first. Normally it's always log press or some sort of pressing, so I was sort of off leading from the start, which is crazy. I turned from 80 metres, I'm sort of getting the last bit. I did have a little bit more in me, but I saw Flynn dropped it about 65, and in my head he was the man to beat on this. I only beat by a couple of metres at OSG as well, so yeah, really happy. Started the comp with an event win, and yeah, just delivered exactly how I wanted to. Pretty good performance for me. The record was 70 metres on that. I think I did 89.3, so yeah, pretty buzzing with that. And that's one of them records that I know I could take forever as well if I needed to. But yeah, first event win. Right, event 2 was the Super Yoke. We were actually sort of nervous for this one, I can't lie, because last minute the sort of distance got doubled, so it was 40 metres in the end. So we had to go out, turn, come back. 400 kilo on the yokes, but they were, I mean, I'm not going to slate kit, but they were odd. So the yokes themselves weigh like nothing, and then they've got these big heavy tyres like hung on them. They're not attached, they're like hung. So you can see as I'm moving, like the tyres are swinging around. Just one of the most difficult yokes I've used. That's all it is. It's the same for everyone. I still actually weirdly really enjoyed it because it was just grit. Not many people finished it. I think 4 maybe finished it. Again, I'm out against Flynn. I'm getting sort of used to this at this point. Me and him are just having battles constantly. But after the first 20 metres, my quads, my core, you can see everything's just fried. Like at this point, I knew Flynn's probably going to finish ahead of me. It's just a case of finishing it. Trainers, I've got proper, like, they're not quite football boots, but they're what I did my ultra marathon in back in the running days. So these shoes have saw me through a few things, but you can see I'm just dying at this point, but really happy. I mean, 40 metres on 400 kilo yokes PB anyway, so to do it on wet grass, and yeah, you can see my legs are just gone, but really happy. I think I was third in that. I think the Beaver took the win on that one, as you would expect. Very good at yoke. He was out before me, came in, said it was absolutely horrendous, so I knew I was going to be in for a fight. But for me, that's huge progress on what normally wouldn't be my best event. But obviously at this point, I'm off to a great start. I've won the first event and come third. I think Flynn was ahead of me by a point at this point, because I think he came second on the shield. Right, and then event 3 was the deadlift. Honestly, this one I was genuinely worried about. Main issue with this being actually is because all my prep, all my comps have been in the suit, and then obviously in Ultimate there's no suit, so it's a raw pull. So I really wasn't that sure where my raw deadlift was. My hips have been quite tight as well as from the suit, so a couple of things going on with this that I was sort of a low-key bit worried about. Some of the guys went out before us and put huge numbers in. I thought it was going to be a lot less reps than there was, but I mean, guys like Max and Joe put big numbers up, so I sort of knew. I've seen Paul had gone out already and done 8, so in my head, because I was quite clear of Paul at this point in the comp, I thought 7's good points, like guaranteed. 8 to tie first, with Jack and Andy going out last. Andy Flynn smashed this, by the way, got 9 reps, so huge props to him. But yeah, I think another 3rd place on this. Absolutely no warm-ups as well, it's worth saying. So we went in, did the yoke, the guys that were out first on the deadlift, which came out the tunnel as Andy and I went in. So it was a savage turnaround. But I mean, how beautiful are these plates as well. And the Crayos bar is my favourite bar. So get yours, Cerberus, Paddy 10, and I'll love you forever. But yeah, event 3, another 3rd place, so we're gold, bronze at the minute, and I'm sitting in 2nd overall behind Mr. Flynn. Okay, right, event 4, this was a last minute substitution, bear in mind, so it was meant to be the human wheelbarrow and it got subbed in for anvil carry. When I saw this, I was just so happy. So yeah, we're sprinting. It's the goofiest looking event ever. Mr. Flynn was actually probably the first to turn there, but as you'll see, he just goes down literally just before the line. That's so unlucky. And then Mr. Smith and I have such a dramatic finish. But yeah, it's clear that this guy beat him. But funny anyway, they gave the win on that to Paul. Did his interview and everything, and then Terry, bless him, reviewed the footage because I had a lot of people telling me that I'd beaten him and I didn't know, and I said let's get it checked because they said Paul beat me by like 0.6 of a second, and obviously it was way closer than that. All got reviewed, and it ended up I beat him by about 0.05, but I was pretty confident I'd won that one, so it was nice that the guys took the time to review it and everything. Maybe a dick move, but if you believe you've won something, you want it checked. And it was such a good race. Like, I mean, it was so close between me and Paul. I don't know why I went for the buzzer on the left. The one on the right is literally right in front of me. And I dropped them. I'm on the right hand side of the mat, and then I sort of dived over to the left. But hey ho, it's all drama. Looks cool. But yeah, well done, Paul. I think everyone knew he was going to do well on that. I'd have loved for that to be 80 meters. I think that would have really mixed things up. But again, not many people finished this event either, so huge props to everyone that finished it. It was fun. But yeah, it's to be honest, going into that was probably the event I was most confident in. So that was another win. And then Flynn, I think, had a bit of a nightmare on that one, dropped him right before. So he sort of dropped down in the points. So after event 4, one event to go, I was 4 points clear in the lead. Going into Incline Log. So, Incline Log, right, is what it is, but for those of you that know me, you can't really pick a worse event. Like, log's my least favourite event. I'm 99% leg drive in log press anyway, so you give me a situation where I'm pinned on a pad and can't use my legs, it's a disaster. But I was actually really happy with how 100 and 120 went. At this point as well, I'd already run the maths, so I sort of knew, because Andy and I were very clear, so I sort of knew, even if I zeroed the first one, I was guaranteed 2nd, so that was always in the back of my mind, right? And at this point, the ball was really in Andy's court. He's a better presser than me on paper, and he got the 3rd log. I just missed it, and it luckily enough. This field honestly had the best pressers you have ever. I think there was about 6 guys with over a 200 bench, 2 guys with over 250 bench. You know, I'm happy if I get a 3 plate bench on a good day. So. Yeah, it's what it is. It was such a weird experience for me going into this, like as the winning up until this point, because normally I sort of start slow and then gain, but had a few cracks at the 140. I've never tried this either. It's worth saying. Like I could have tried to set it up in the gym, but you never know what it's going to be like. It's a bit of a funny one to be honest, in my opinion, but it's what it is. It looks great. It's great for the crowd and everything. Cleaned the 140. It sort of rolled past the point where you want it on your chest and just chinned me, and I was just being choked out by a 140 log basically. Didn't feel a mile. I wasn't like pinned by it. It didn't feel like a mile. Like a couple, a year or two, and I'm doing the 140 and the 160. I don't think there's a chance of me lifting that 180 anytime soon, because it just suits the big benches of the world. You know, guys like Tom Place, Jack, Max all absolutely smashed this, and fair play to him. I think Max won this event actually. It clawed him right back up there, so huge props to everyone. And that was, I came 11th out of 12, so a bit of a nightmare, but I sort of knew at this point, like I say, I knew what it was. I knew it wasn't going to be my best, and luckily just did enough that it managed to keep me in the win. So yeah, that was Ultimate England Strongest Man 2023. Luckily, I did enough to secure the win, and it's just been such a good week since that. So yeah, it means a lot to me to finally get my first major title, to beat some huge names. You know, Paul and Andy have been doing this for years. I know Paul still thinks he's a junior, but he's not. And I'm really proud of my performance from start to finish. It did everything I was hoping to do, and more really. So yeah, thank you to everyone. Thank you to the sponsors. Obviously, Cerberus and Gods of Grip were there on their day, helping out. All my other sponsors. Thank you to Ultimates and all the staff. It was so smoothly ran as well. It was just made the day so fun, so enjoyable. Again, so happy to win. Thank you to all the fans and everything that came and cheered me on and came to meet me afterwards and everything like that. It's crazy. Still feels ridiculous, but yeah, absolutely blessed. I'm going to enjoy this one for a bit longer, and then we go again for Giants Live England Strongest Man. I am back in training, had a good session today. This comp actually took quite a lot out of me. Normally I bounce back from comps quite well, but whether it was the lack of warm-ups or what it was, but I've had to take quite a few days, sort of 4 days just to recover. But it is what it is, part of the game. I am coming in very good shape to Giants Live, so aiming for the podium, and there's no reason why I can't do it. So thank you for watching if you made it this far. If you came to the show, thank you, and yeah, we will see you in the next one. But please do like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video.